Hey Chem students, so today we're going to learn about the difference between an acid and a base, but we're also going to learn about the difference between what would be considered something strong or weak, either for an acid or a base. And so what I've done today is I've put together a chemical puzzle for you. Let's say there's an earthquake and all of the chemicals fall onto the ground. And there are 4 clear unknown liquids that I'm going to ask you to identify what they are. Are they either a strong acid or a strong base, or a weak acid or a weak base? And what I have is I've put together some tools for you, some chemistry tools. Number 1, we've got the blue litmus paper, which we've learned about that you can dunk blue litmus paper into an acid or a base, and if you pull it out and it turns red, well then it's an acid. You also have red litmus paper, and same thing with red litmus paper, you dip it in, and if you pull it out and it turns blue, you know it's a base. Okay, well that's actually something we're gonna leave for last, because I feel like that's sort of cheating. You should be able to tell if it's an acid or a base with other ways, okay? So here's the other things we're gonna do. Well, if you have an acid, as we know from class, acids will react with metals. So a metal, if you throw a metal into an acid, it's going to hit the acid and it's gonna start bubbling and chemically reacting. So any metal will react with an acid. Of course, if it's stronger, it's gonna bubble even more. If it's weaker, it's gonna barely bubble, so you'd have to really look closely. So those are 2 indicators that you're dealing with an acid, okay? If you throw something into a base and it does not, if you throw a metal into a base and you do not see any bubbling or any chemical reactions at all, it means that you have a base. Bases do not react with metals. Good things, because you know, all of our faucets and our plumbing are made out of metal, so we wouldn't want to have the soap cleaners that we use to clean all of our metal faucets reacting, because we'd be like throwing the soap on the faucet and all of a sudden it's like bubbling and you're like, what's going on? Right? That wouldn't be good. Okay, so we're going to use metal to identify whether or not it is an acid or a base.